there you guys go. Day 23. Materialization has happened in a physical sense when people be aware of time, but we're going to get into the full thing. If you're watching on any short form content websites, definitely come and check out the full episode on YouTube because this is a good one, and I'm going to go in and tell you exactly everything leading up into this moment. So yeah, man, remember you guys are all that is, and let's get into it. And if you're new here, I'm Rel Crumbs, and I just yap about everything. But this series, my Super Unhinged Manifesting series, was specifically to show you how reality is all in the mind. Anyways, let's get into where I just came from and why I'm a little bit more dapper today. I just came from an interview. I wanted to get into the trades. I wanted to check out some of the trades, but I didn't want to sign my life away for like 4 years. I wanted to get into a trade that could maybe get going within a year, 2 years ish, and really set yourself up. And I wanted to get in during an apprenticeship because again, I feel like it's a great way to get off the ground, and going, rather than going to a trade school, blah blah blah. So I found a really cool trade aligned with my values and creativity, and I was like, let me give it a shot. So I'm going to show you how everything led up to the natural action. Originally, during this whole series, I'm still going off. I wake up at 5 a.m. I do my whole rampage in the morning. I'm magnificent. I'm this. I'm attracting the greatest opportunities to me, blah, blah, blah. I'm going absolutely off. One of the things that I wanted out of the place that I ended up working at is some sort of company car, because the state I live in right now, I kind of need a car to be mobile, and that's a lot of the infrastructure of America. But I was like, a company car, unless I'm just going to do a remote job. So the company that I found not only gives you a company car after the 2 weeks of your training off in this other state that you got to go to, you get a company car, they cover everything, all benefits. It's an amazing rated company as well. And I walked away with the offer today, off the spot. Offer letter today. It was so funny. I walked out of there. The guy was like, you interviewed absolutely magnificently. He said a different word, but I'm paraphrasing. And I was just like sick, and I thought the interview went well. Every single interview that I have, and this isn't me just saying it for affirmation purposes, just how I carry myself and articulate myself. I go into an interview being myself. I feel like I literally could get any job out there just by being me, because I'm not trying to play corporate politics and all that, and I do get that there's a specific language, and I may be the exception, but I articulate myself well, and I'm me. So, and I show up, I'm consistent. I've built my own brands and my own businesses. So it's not like I just go in being me. I'm not trying to pretend or be anything weird. I just welcome, Rel the gentleman. I don't know. But I'm just being honest with y'all to show you how raw reality is and how it manifests you. I don't come here to play with anybody's business. If I'm going to be a part of the team, I'm showing up as the asset I am. I know I'm worth a ton. So, and what's also funny about this position, and I don't know if this is what happened, but I had told him that I applied for one of their remote positions in the company for like the sales division. And I wonder if that also expedited him to try to get me in very quickly. But I don't know, because I was like, the remote position for sales would be dope because I'm used to sales and customer service and things like that. So that'd be awesome too, because I think it's an amazing company. And I wonder if that was one of the things that got him turning, like, no, I want this guy on our team, in our division. But either way, it was dope. And let me explain to you the process and what I did, because again, I did it in real time. I told you guys from the beginning of this series, I was going to go all in and have something, because again, I did it 3 times over on the channel, but super simple. Like, all I have been doing has been saying the most aligned opportunities come to me. Now, in a physical sense, even though we're not supposed to be aware of it in manifestation, it felt like my reality filtered out everything that was not going to be for me. Like, I kid you not. Like, listen, I got rejected from 5 and below. 5 and below. And I laughed because I was like, well, I know not to say there's anything wrong with working those jobs, but I'm looking for a career, so I can't just have something little unless I'm just going to go back full force into entrepreneurship. I'm looking for a little bit of stability right now, because again, I like entrepreneurship to a degree. I'm more on the creative side of it. So I'm not more in the side where I build businesses and sell them and I'm go getter, because I feel like that could be unhealthy to a degree, depending if you don't know how to manage yourself. But I do like to work for myself, but also being very creative, not too much on that, right? So anyways, I know what I'm doing for my thing. So again, this is something that is, I don't think, stressed enough in manifesting, is really knowing what you want to the finest detail. And if you don't, be broad, it's fine. There's not, you make the rules. But knowing exactly what you want, you can see some very funny things play out. So then for me, I was like, all I need is a company that would give me a company car. I don't know how it works, but if I get the company car after my training and that is what I use, oh, I'm solid. And here it is. And what's funny is, before leading up to this day, I didn't look into anything deep about the company until I got the offer. I looked into it in depth, and he also appreciated that, the dude who interviewed me. Because he was like, a lot of people come in here and don't research, but I'm like, it's an amazing fucking company. Like, from the reviews and everything, it's awesome. I think they even have it plastered on their vehicles, so it's really funny. But nonetheless, all I did was say, I went in on my inner world. I was like, I know what I'm deserving of. I know I have the just mental fortitude and strength to do all this, because I've done it in my life. I've been very, not like lone wolf, but like built myself up like I'm an in-game RPG character trying to max out all my stats. So I go in every interview like that, because it's like, why wouldn't you? And that self-concept took a lot to build. It really started to build after 18, I would say, because a lot of my early life was, certain things. I get into it in other videos. Maybe if we work together, I'll expand upon that, like with my coaching or things like that. I'll tell you a little bit about my past, but I've revised it so it literally feels like a past life. But anyways, nonetheless, the week leading up to this, I really was, the week, 2 week leading up to this, I really didn't know exactly where I was going to land. I left it up to God, your higher self. I left it up. I was like, okay, I'll just say I'm in my true place doing what I'm supposed to be doing, love to do, and I'm making a good amount of money from it, which this job provides a good amount of money. So it's cool to see. And I just stayed in that end. But I knew, I said, if I'm in a trade, if I do get a trade before like a white collar job again or whatever, I need a company car. It needs to be a trade where it's like I'm not back-breaking, destroying myself, and then, XYZ, a couple of things. I got specific and I said, all right, universe, do your thing. Because I know I am reality, do your thing. I let it go. And I just started applying to companies. I didn't even really look at certain things, what they were. I seen apprenticeship next to it, and I applied. I was like, send it out. And I just took natural action. Like, it didn't really feel like I should have been doing anything. I will really say, you have to be able to sift through what is sent to you by your ego if your ego is loud. For me, it's not. It's more of like, what catches me in the manifestation process is like, what am I doing now? Like the boredom area. That's where you don't want to get caught. When it seems like nothing is happening or nothing's going on, you want to remind yourself that everything is happening in the present moment, because the present moment is the only thing that is continuously manifesting things and materializing things. And so you don't want to get bored and be like, oh, what do I do? You almost want to go and do things if your mind begins to drift and be like, oh, nothing's happening. That's what my mind does a lot. My ego doesn't really fight me on like whether something is possible or not. It's more of when there's downtime and I got to fill it. So I'm like, okay, I'm seeing that my mind is kind of blank. Let's go meditate. Let's go do this. Let's go design this. Let's go film a video. So to me, that's the most important thing to do, is fill your empty spaces. Now with this series, the Super Unhinged Manifesting series, one of the key things I was doing was affirming like every hour of the day. But every moment, if I catch myself slipping, I just go right back. And it paid off. And it's funny because despite all the affirming, it seems, quote unquote, to take the same amount of time because it's instant the moment you start. So I'm kind of working myself up to not being aware of time, because the whole time being an illusion and all that. But yeah, man, walked out. It was a fucking amazing interview. And my cousin was like, you're going to hear back literally today that you got it. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I literally hear back like probably not even 5 minutes later that went. So when do you want to start? August 3rd or August 17th? There we go. And literally, I'm telling you guys, if you're wondering how I was feeling up into this thing manifesting, oh man, I was thinking about going home because, you know, I'm new to the state. So I was thinking about going back to my home state, which is New York. So I was thinking about going back there. Not the city, thank goodness. So sorry to anyone that lives in the city. Concrete jungles are really not for me. But, you know, so I was just like, you know what? You know what also even almost caught me? Back in my hometown where I was going to in New York, I had applied for a job out there and got the interview instantly after applying for it. And I laughed. And I was like, man, is this a sign? But, you know, to me, it's like, no, I got to always go forward because I don't want to go back to a small town because you get kind of capped in the mindset. So I said, nope, I'm sticking to this. I know my end. And I don't even think this job in totality is my end. You know, I'm still going to be manifesting things but of course I wouldn't pass this up. I mean, it's literally everything I asked for. But again, what my whole point of saying this is, this better be just straight up proof that reality is you. It's you, no matter your circumstance, you can do it. I have been in horrible circumstances that I have not talked about on video, where, you know, there's always someone out there that is experiencing worse, and I feel for them. But you can, with the power of the mind, you can pull yourself absolutely out of anything because it's you. Reality is you. So it was really cool to see this opportunity happen. And I'm like, it's crazy. It's like when things actually materialize, they feel normal. Like I wasn't even hyper excited. I was just like, yeah, man, I feel good as hell because I knew everything that's happening is what I've been telling myself like the whole time, you know. And they had a little test for this apprenticeship in the beginning too, and I was like concerned because I was like, ooh, I have not brushed up on some of these skills for a while, and I was like, all right, here we go. I did it. When he walked in, I said, I probably bombed that. Like, that is what it is. I was like, that is what it is, and I'm just gonna slide that over to you. But hey. So anyways, my point with summing all this up, because I know I'm going to break this video up and put it in the short form, is that you are reality, you know? So wherever you're seeing this video, future Jarrell, you know, post-edit Jarrell, you better not get lazy. Your reality. And I truthfully believe that anyone can manifest anything. Like, you're not limited. You're source. You're an aspect of God. You're creation. So you create. And again, it's so funny because during this series, I've had a couple comments, and don't worry, I'm not fishing or looking for these comments or looking to rage bait anyone, but I'll see like a couple of people who will get triggered by this content, and they come and comment, not like specifically the manifesting part, but it's the belief that you're one with God or that you are God having a human experience. Those people will hear something that's not even close to what you normally talk about in videos and get triggered. And I'm like, look, my series just proves exactly what I was saying. Look, anyways, experiences on paper. I have no background in this field that I'm going into at all. It's, you know, again, I know a lot of trades, they'll train the right person and everything like that. This one, it seems specifically like you have to have the not sales background, but be pretty good with working with people. Because it's going to be a little bit like, you know, front facing with clients a lot. It's not like, because this is more of an inside trade. It's like remodeling and stuff. So, you know, I don't know. So I think I'm going to have a great time. It's exactly what I wanted. I literally narrowed everything down. I looked at all the trades. I was like, I could be an electrician, but 4 years commitment is kind of fucking crazy, et cetera, et cetera. I went through everything to get specifically this, because during this Super Unhinged Manifesting series, I was singling out certain things. So I got my pack of trades, pack of corporate work, like administrative, data entry, I guess, more white collar, sit at the desk. Data entry and those types of jobs do bore the shit out of me. But, you know, sometimes they're not bad. So I said, okay, at least back-breaking this type of trade where, you know, where I was least likely to burn out in. Got it down to a few trades. Then corpo side of things, nailed it down, got them, and I said, okay, with that, we go back to the affirmations. I received the best opportunities. I'm applying for everything. It doesn't even matter at this point. Everything on Indeed, Glassdoor, all these things. And just like, let's see what's out there. Let's have fun, because life is a video game. So, and we're here. Everything I was saying in these videos is also what I've been doing up until this moment. Every morning walk I've had at 5 a.m. has just been me walking around like, I'm source, I'm one with God, I attract the best opportunities, all my needs are met every single day, I am magnificent, I can learn everything and anything, I have the knowledge flowing through me, I'm able, every move I make is the right move. I was just going absolutely in, and there it is. And I really stopped. Another thing during this series is I really stopped giving any attention and energy to the 3D reality, which is the external reality. Anything that could come in and try to jeopardize anything to do with my being and my soul, or tell me how reality is supposed to operate, or through certain things and this, you are nothing without this. No, I've always been me. And again, authenticity corrects reality, as a wise man would say, named Eric. But again, that's why I always had the mantra before I knew Eric on my Lunar Was Lost channel. I would literally say, be your most authentic self, because you experience the best moments in reality when you're doing that. It feels like it's super polarizing. Like you won't even have people that don't really resonate with you even try you. Not in a aggressive, confrontational way, but like you just, beings will know. They'll hear you speak, be who you are, and they'll just go the other way. Because they're like, all right, this guy's not for me, that's okay. And that's how I've been operating. You know, I'm being me. I'll meet who I'm supposed to meet. I'll meet my tribe. Spiritually, non-spiritually, whatever, everything will always align because we're all connected. It's consciousness. You are consciousness at the end of the day. You are just me looking at me through another form of God operating. And yeah, you don't need anyone when it comes to this game outside yourself. Again, have your communities and things like that, but I'm saying when it comes to actually creating your life where you're able to help a community or have one or build your life up, you have you and God, your higher self, the universe. You have it all the powers within you. And I just proved it here today. I wasn't even aware of time the whole time I was doing it. I just kept knowing that I knew something would come of this series and it's going to be completely aligned. So everything had to get and it's so funny how things started happening as well, because I started watching videos of the trade that I ended up in because I kept it in my awareness, and I couldn't stop watching it. It was fascinating. I like to see the work. I like how they were doing certain things. I'm like, oh, that's clean. Dang. Here we are. Anyways, much love. I'm out of here. And the rest of the series, I don't even know. I'm just going to continue to do it because I know that this career isn't my end. It could turn into something else. So we'll see where it all goes. And I'm just going to ride the wave and keep riding the wave. And we'll see what more opportunities birth out of all this. And yeah, that's it for me. Love y'all.